crazy. I could see you having my baby. Let's get away. Let's get away, mystery lady. I know the world is going crazy.
Jamille, I remember in 2006 when you decided to go to Atlanta. I wasn't really excited about you going, but I saw that you were determined to go. Because when you were on your way, the car broke down, and you got out of your car and got into your cousin's car and had your car towed back home and kept going to Atlanta. And then from there, I just saw how you began to bloom. And you had your ups, you had your downs. And even though I was here and you were there, I was still just a phone call away. And we talked every day. It's just been exciting to see how you've grown, how you've changed your way of thinking, how you've enlightened me in your journey, how you've shared so much knowledge, and you've taught me so much. You've taught me how to think for myself. You've taught me how to investigate for myself and seek out the truth. And that's something that I never did before. And I'm really grateful for that. It has taken a lot of courage for you to do the things you've done. You have made me proud. I'm excited for you. I love you. I admire you. You encourage me to pursue the best me that I could possibly be. In all that I do, I share with you. And I'm grateful for that, and I love you.
Mystery lady, I know the world is going crazy. I could see you having my baby. Let's get away. Let's get away, mystery lady. I know the world is going crazy.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning, and happy New Year from the Jamille Harley Morning Show and my co-host Q Quarles. We in the building. Listen, today we got a really good show for you. I messed up on the title. We do have Miss Bianca Roberts coming on the show. But before we get started, what's up to Q Quarles in the house? I see you with the Troy Palu Malu. Got that thing straightened out, shawty, you know what I'm saying?
Little Troy Palu Malu. Yeah.
Got that Troy going on. I know that's right.
Yeah, I needed to get my ends clipped. So I got it straightened out. Yeah,
that's why my beard
out.
look like. My beard looks the way it does because I had to get them clipped and trimmed and all that stuff too.
Oh, okay.
I'm just playing. These are jokes.
Mm.
So, but while I edit this title because it's wrong, we're gonna forego the fun fact today, and we're gonna deal with self-care. Is that what we're doing today, Q Quarles? Self-care?
Yeah, we are. Like it's the new year, and I typically don't go towards the whole new year, new me, all that shit.
New 2020 messed that up for everybody. Ain't nobody new year, new me.
Let me tell. Okay,
we
and that's
tiptoeing in this thing. Like, hello, is this thing on?
Tiptoeing, and this is why I'm self-caring right now. So it's taking a toll, and I just wanted to step out and get away. Mm-hmm. So now, what I ended up doing is I'm in the same city. I just got a room to myself. I brought my portrait, my current portrait that I'm working on. And that's what I'm doing.
Okay. Now,
so
in addition to the self-care and I guess we can say isolating ourselves from a lot of the outside noise, one thing that is really imperative, and this is something that I would suggest to parents too, is to turn off social media.
Yes, indeed.
Like, turn off social media and the news. The news is hell on wheels. It won't tell you anything good, from start to finish. It's dead. shoot him up dead. And you know, when I go over my grandmother's house, I had a conversation with her on her birthday, which was January 1st. Matter of fact, happy birthday, Grandma. My grandmother's 95 years old, and she don't take no shizzle.
Come on, Grandma. Come on.
Nah, my grandma talk about you behind your back, though. But anyway. I ain't doing the gossip. You ain't heard that from me. Good morning, Shishi. But yeah, and because when I go over her house, man, it's like the energy just shifts because she has MSNBC on and she got CNN on and I'm like, they repeating the same thing over and over. And if you really wanted information, you're not gonna get it from the mainstream media. Period, point blank. I don't care who you are. I don't care what you say. I learned so much just by studying on my own and doing research on my own because there are certain pieces of information that is omitted on purpose. And so if you sit up and you watch the news, then you're going to drive around in your car with the heat on with a mask on by yourself with the windows locked, your doors locked, the heat on, blast. With a K9, an N9 mask. You might have two of them on. Because somehow the coronavirus is going to jump through your radiator and come into your vents. Like you remember when you watched the Acme Acres and Bugs Bunny would be hungry, he smelled some food and the little.
And then he go floating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Evidently the corona's going to have you floating. And I mean, that's not to dismiss, the people that have had it, have suffered from it. I mean, that's real, but come on, really? You in your car with your K9 on? So, you have to be proactive about your self-care. Exercise, eat right, and keep positive conversations. And, I mean, information is vital. And going forward, we should all want valid information, and we should always be searching to validate the information instead of just accepting it. Chandra says, I always wonder why people are in the car with their mask on. Well, because they sit up and watch the news all the time. And the news is not telling you that it's an 80% recovery from corona. They're telling you, well, there's a this amount of people that's dead. Pudding Pops is dead.
And also turning on your discernment and learning what it is that is toxic and what's not, what people around you are toxic and who are not, what things are just, you have to sit back and listen to yourself, listen to your body, listen to your mind and all of that.
Yeah. So what books are you reading while you're on your staycation?
I'm just drawing. Drawing is what helps me to really, that's my thing. That is my calm, my peace. And that's what I'm doing. I'm working on a really detailed as I possibly can get it, portrait. So that's all I'm doing is drawing.
Okay.
And I might turn on my Audible and listen to some stuff. I got some free credits. So I don't know. I'm gonna download me a book.
Okay. What books y'all reading out there in listener land? Are y'all reading any books? Or y'all just forget it, it's 2021 and we gonna tiptoe through this thing and try to figure it out because everybody's trying to attack us with drugs. I don't know why this mic won't stay still. But so, did you have a fun fact or? Because I did
have a fun fact. I told you about it.
Okay, I didn't mean to step on your toes. Go ahead then. Hold on, let me get it started. Wait a minute. Let me get the music.
That is a fun fact. Want to hear a fun fact? It's like a fun fact. Another fun fact. Here's a fun fact. Or not so fun fact. Or here's another not so fun fact.
Not so much fun anymore, is it?
Go ahead.
All right. So, prior to this, I had been doing some studying on my own And I ran across a song that had been made some time ago, and it was a song that was called "Everyone Has a Flag." Everybody has a flag except the coon.
Except the who?
The coon.
Oh my gosh, you about to go there. Go ahead then.
So, and then after that came my rabbit hole of searching, and of course that led me to the Pan-African flag, and then it also led me into the question of who are we, and then after that came some more digging, and I ended up on the census. Don't you know? I'll get there. So the first census, like they'll tell you it was like in the 1800s, but it was 1700s actually, is when they did the first census. The only thing that has stayed consistent on the census as far as a race is white. Whether you was free white, white, whatever, it's always been white or Caucasian. Now, for us, it has changed a multitude of times. And we didn't change this. We didn't do this. It was basically what they were calling us.
Mm-hmm.
And in I think it was 1890, there were several different sections of who we were. And that was that of, let's see, we had black, mulatto, quadroon or quarteron, let me see, octoroon, and hexadecaroon.
What? That sounds like a shape.
It doesn't it? That simply meant that you were hexadecaroon is you were 1/16th, you have 1/16th of African American in you. So it's like you had all of these categories, and it really wasn't to tell you who it was that we were. It was basically to tell them how pure they were. But nonetheless, like, these were sections of this is how they tested us. Like, this is how they formed their ran all these tests and scientific experimentations and all of this stuff. This is how they configured that, is by these census and all these categories of us. And then quadroons were 1/4 Black. That meant that you were 1/4 Black. They actually used to have quadroon balls. They made it sound fancy, but these are quadroon balls in Louisiana, which were basically balls where they prostituted Black women. And to the visitors and military and Northerners who visited New Orleans, or Louisiana rather. And it was just like, after reading all of these things, it really did spark my interest as to who are we. I feel like even now we still don't know. We're still told who we are by everyone else but us. And then that causes even more division within us. Like, you got people who, the Moorish Americans, then you have the Hebrew Israelites, and then you have all these other gamuts of people to tell us who we are. So my question to everybody else after like look at all of that stuff, like the who they told us we are. Who are we?
Yeah, and when you allow somebody to tell you who you are, then and over time you grow okay with accepting that narrative. That's why they tell adults, don't tell your kids that they're stupid, because then they'll believe it. They'll develop psychological issues where they don't have confidence in themselves. So I know that's a sort of minute point, but when you have an instant, and I just had to, I keep having these conversations. When you look across the board, let's tie it into the different infrastructures that really socially engineer the minds of Black people. You go into school. School teaches you about George Washington, Thomas Edison, Christopher Columbus, all these people. But when you do your research on these people, those people didn't do you, and they didn't do right by you at all. And you're not taught who you were. You're not taught about Mansa Musa. You're not taught about Nat Turner. You're not taught about Marcus Garvey. You're not taught about anybody that was important for you to even still be here right now in the midst of being obliterated off of the planet.
And you want to know something else? In the 1700s, I can't think of this young man's name, but he was young at the time. He actually fought. Well, no, it wasn't the 1700s. It was later than that. But he fought to actually have the Pan-African flag. So yeah, it was way after the 1700s. Forgive me for that, but he fought to have the Pan-African flag hung or strung at public schools where there were 50% or more enrollment or attendance of African American children, and of course they denied it. Mm-hmm. But I want to find out his name and kind of dig more into that, because that is, I think that was a very poignant notion that he was trying to put into the school systems, like especially for us. Mm-hmm. Like they said, the song was meant to everybody has a flag except for the coon, and now you have this flag and it's hung where we can see it.
Yeah, and then we ask questions. What is that? Like, oh, that's yours.
Yeah.
You get to identify yourself amongst.
And it instills a sense of pride, a sense of self, and all of that, and then some.
Yeah, just think, if we were promoting sense of pride and self-esteem and stuff like that, we wouldn't accept the music that basically is the soundtrack to our demise. We wouldn't accept the media that Viacom pushes down to us, as we wouldn't champion that. We wouldn't forego our style of fashion to always align ourselves with high ends. People will tell you about racist politicians, but when it's time to really use your money, which is your really power, well, I'm going to shop with them because everybody's racist. But wait a minute. You don't recognize the racism in your political party that you've been forced to subscribe to? But that's another topic. But once we get that self-pride and that self-esteem, which is happening, it's really happening. We are in the age of information, and so there's so much information out there, and it's fun. It feels like a video game sometimes. It feels like the Matrix. I mean, it's not always fun. Don't get it twisted. But just to see the progression, because there's conversations that's happening today that weren't happening 40 years ago. So, thank you for that fun fact, Q Quarles. We appreciate you with all your diligent research.
Not a problem.
Okay, so she said the book she's reading is The Big Leap. Anybody ever heard of The Big Leap? The cover looked good, and I bet It's very inspirational. Tell us about how that book is once you finish with it. And then my favorite girl of all time. Good morning, Mama. What you doing, girl?
Morning, good morning.
Shout out to my mama, everybody that has listened to my intro. They be like, "Ooh, is that your mama? It was so touching. I know we cried together, recorded it." But you know who we haven't had on the show in a long time?
Oh, who?
It's been a minute. We haven't had the doctor of love on here.
Oh my God.
But we gonna get the coach in, hopefully, if we can get him in here. He should be out. Uh-oh. Is this my friend, the friend to the show, Coach Willie Earl?
Man, Jamille,
Ooh, what's up, Coach? Glad to hear your voice, my brother.
Oh man, listen here, Jamille. I'm listening. I'm just happy to be here with you, man. It's been a lot going on, man, and with football season back, I've been called in to be a consultant on a lot of teams, a lot of different teams. So I've been a little busy with that. But all the teams I was consulting on, they didn't win. They not in the playoffs. So I'm free now. That's not a reflection of money. They just weren't very good when I got there. I can't turn. You can't turn chicken shit into chicken salad. Is all I'm saying. That's all.
Chicken shit into chicken salad.
The good Lord did put in them. So I'm here now.
Man, it's good to have you back, man. You see, my co-host she done straightened her Troy Malu out just in time.
Yeah, you see, that's why I didn't address her. She did not consult me before she did that.
Wait, what?
I'm starting to think that she might have something else. Yeah, I think she might have something else going on over there, Jamille, because she knows for me it's Detroit Palomalu. Okay, that's what I like.
So you don't like the straight hair? You don't like it?
We're not talking about this right now. We're talking about what I like. Okay, I like Detroit Palomalu. I mean, now listen, because everybody can straighten your hair out. See, I like you because you was different. See, everybody can straighten it out. Okay, everybody can do.
You're right. You are so right.
Everybody do the truth. Listen here, Bianca. People will go to the Asian people and spend good money to get Detroit Palomalu, and the good Lord bless you with it. And now you want to go straight it out, which I do not understand. What they call them bundles, I think, Jamil. They will go get the bundles of the wet and wavy, and the good Lord already gave it to you. I don't understand what's going on.
I don't either, man.
You're right.
But you do look beautiful, and I'm still trying to get some of that vegan macaroni and cheese. My stomach is still upset from Thanksgiving. My stomach is a little upset from Thanksgiving. I didn't know. I just let her feed me. I didn't even look at the plate. Whatever she put in my mouth, I just ate. I didn't know. I just listen. I had a couple pieces of bacon in my pocket just to have the smell. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't eat it. I just wanted. I needed the smell.
You had to eat the veggies and then just sniff the bacon.
Yeah,
like,
I did. I needed the Joel bacon smell in my nose. But I ate whatever. My stomach still tore up. Man, it's January. My stomach still tore up.
Okay, yeah. Coach, you got some advice for us in the love corner today?
I do. It is listen here. It is a new year and it's a new season. And you need to come up with a new game plan, okay? You hear me? Because listen here, you've been single this whole time, okay? You've been with people, you courted them, you dated them, and it ain't worked out, okay? At some point in time, you got to look at the game plan and say, hey, you know what? We might need to run a different play. You know what I'm saying? Now, this is a disclaimer I've already. Now, if you've been wearing your hair like Trip Palomalu, that don't mean go straighten it out. That's not what that means. That's not what I'm saying by running a new game plan, okay? You know what I'm saying? But that means, got to find a way. You got to fry some chicken in the background so he can have the smell. You know what I'm saying? But, cook your stuff. You got to come up with a new game plan, okay? Because what you're doing ain't been working, okay? You got to Maybe adjust to the defense. Okay, the COVID threw everybody off. Okay, we've all been in the house, but as people start getting the vaccine, I'm not getting the vaccine, Jamille. I'm not. Nope. I just roll around with the hogs, and I just figured that might be. I don't take the vaccine. But as people begin to go, you got to come up with a game plan. You got to change your game plan because it's a new. You can't go into a new season doing the same thing you did last season, especially if you didn't win. That don't make no sense.
Yeah.
But a lot of times people they spend too much time because they're arrogant, they're narcissistic. Okay, they're too busy stuck on themselves. And they think they know everything. But I'm trying to tell you, it's a new year, new season, Jamille, and people need to come up with a new game plan, okay? Maybe you're not very affectionate, okay? You need to start passing out hugs, okay? Maybe you're not a good listener, okay? You need to don't get the Q-tips because that just pushes the wax down in the ears, okay? Get the little thing where they pull the wax out so you can be a better listener, okay?
Right.
Maybe you don't live a healthy lifestyle, okay? You need to talk to Miss Quiana so she can get you some of the vegan recipes and you can be a little bit healthier. All I'm saying is we can't go into 2021 doing the unsuccessful stuff that we did in 2020 and 2019 and 2018. That's all I'm saying. It's a new year, new season. You got to have a new game plan. Figure out where you were deficient last season, okay, and make them some scrimps. Jamille, people too busy worrying about their strengths. No, worry about your weaknesses. That's what you need to identify. What are my weaknesses? It might be, I don't listen to my man. I know he likes to trim Palomalu hair, okay, and I'm gonna straighten it out. Maybe that's a weakness of yours. Maybe you need to be a better listener, okay? I don't know, Jamille. All I'm saying is, it's a new year, new season. You got to have a new game plan and some new plays.
You know what, Coach? You hit a lot of things on the head. Go ahead, Quiana. I don't mean to step on each other.
No, I was gonna say I agree. You need to learn these things. In my segment or before this, we were talking about discernment and like figuring out some things.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think that sometimes you have to figure out and discern whether somebody is really like with you. And for and
I'm starting to discern, Miss Quiana, that you're not really with. That's what I'm discerning. That's what Coach Willie Early is starting to discern. And I'm gonna give you a chance to right your wrongs, but I'm starting to discern. Speaking of discernment, that you got a rebellious spirit. And you're not very coachable. I don't think you to be a team player. I mean, you meet all of the physical requirements with the Troy Polamalu hair, but I just don't know. You look like $1 million Monday through Thursday in practice, but Friday night when the lights come on, man, it just ain't.
When it's time to play, you're not listening to him.
Yeah,
you're not following the playbooks.
I have to agree. I'd have to agree, Coach. So that's where that discernment comes in. I just think maybe I just need to be cut.
Oh no! You're not getting off that. We made an investment in you now. Okay, we're gonna at least see this contract through. Oh no! You're not getting off that easy. We gonna get our money's worth. Listen here. Because I need to see what you're going to do during the hog season. That's what I call it, like the hog season, Memorial Day, Labor Day, Independence Day. I need to see how you're going to finesse through that. So, you got to at least stay through the stuff. Yeah, but we're going to talk about it. We're going to huddle up to Jamille. No worries. She's been cooped up in the house a little too long, and it's all right. The inside is starting to kind of fit. But, I do have this. I have discernment that we need to have some conversations. That's what I discern.
And I think the key word for couples out there is #huddle up.
Huddle up, man. Huddle up, man.
When you starting to feel that turbulence in that relationship, huddle up. Bring it in. Bring it in. Chest bump.
You know what
high
you
five.
feel? I want to say this. I before I go, I don't mean to come over here and disrespect your show. Me and my lady, we're going to figure it out. We're not going to keep having public spats on your show, sir. We're not going to keep doing that. How am I supposed to be giving the relationship advice when it appears that my relationship is like a whiskey on the rocks? You know what I'm saying? I don't know. feels rocky. I don't know. But we're gonna quit disrespecting your show, Camille, and me and Miss Quiana, we're gonna get on the same page here, man. Because this ain't the place for that, man. We apologize, man. I really do. You know,
we apologize.
We apologize. Yeah, because clearly she's just. I have to speak on our behalf. We apologize, brother.
There's a we.
There is a we, and I'm not talking about OUI parlez-vous français. I'm talking about yeah. There is a parlez-vous. Yes. You need to start using that OUI. Say yes. Just say yes, baby. That's it. Life will be so much easier and sweeter for you, Miss Kim. I'm just saying.
Well, listen, Coach, I appreciate you blessing us for 2021 with some more of your advice, which is spot on point. And we'll get back with you, man, because we're going to get this huddle up going. So,
we're going to get this huddle up together. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Now, hit us with your saying.
Hey, y'all know my slogan. Be good.
Baby, listen.
That's my guy. Y'all gonna huddle up.
We
Let's go
apologize.
Back. She said, and you got your hair straightened. Quiana Quarles. I could just hear
He didn't like it, and it still failed. It failed. He didn't like it, and I just knew he was gonna cut me from the team. I'm trying to get cut.
You reminded me of one of them players, like what Terrell Owens was basically saying, everybody was the problem but him. He's like, yeah, I need to be cut. Oh, man. So I'm glad that we got to hear Coach. I'm glad we got to hear Coach his voice this time. At the beginning of the year, it was good to see him, good to hear him.
Yeah.
That was the good times.
It's always a pleasure for you. Always.
Hey, I'm gonna give y'all some advice too. When you go to these comedy clubs, when this thing finally open up, if you sit on the front row, this is some special info that I really shouldn't be giving, but I'm gonna give it. If you sitting in the front of the crowd and a comedian starts messing with you, go along with what he's saying. He runs out of gas. The more you fight, the more energy he gets.
You see it time and time again. He gonna tear that ass up. You see it time and time again. Just go with the flow. Smile and nod.
Yeah, man, you see so many people trying to fight. They trying to fight back, and it's like, but he has a microphone with Dolby surround sound. You're not going to beat him. And the security's going to put you out, not him. And they be trying to go on I went to a comedy club, and there was a dude that was a comedian. I don't think he recognized me. And I was with the girl I was dating at the time. And he was trying to be funny because we were both light-skinned. And I was just like, yeah, you got it. And then within the first 2 minutes, he's like, man, this dude ain't talking about. So he moved on to the next one, and I was like, gotcha. Let's see.
So
she says, yeah, he wasn't happy about that. Nah, he wasn't happy. They're going to have to huddle up.
He wasn't happy at all.
You
huddle
can't,
up.
Yeah, you ain't quitting. We gonna huddle up. You've already invested.
Look, I told you I'm trying to get cut. I wonder what would happen if I cut my hair.
Nah, you cut your hair. He's gonna be to see you. You know the short hairstyle.
Maybe I shouldn't.
The short hairstyle on a woman. That's a new trend right now, especially when you get the haircut with the stripes in it. Nah. Matter of fact, you have more Coach Willie Earls on your tail. They're like, come here, let me tell you something. Where's your barber? So, this next segment, we're going to bring in the online marketer specialist, and she's really. I've watched her grow an account from dang near 0 to like 100,000. So I know she knows what she's doing, and it's amazing that I just happen to know her personally. So I'm like, hey, you want to come on to the show? We can talk about it. And in this day and age, 2021, everybody is, well, 2020, I'm assuming it's going to spill over. You know, everybody's about their brand. We have to expand our brand. And you have an influx of people who are coming on board, starting their own businesses and stuff. So if you are this person that is trying to expand your brand and start your own business, you would really need to speak with a Bianca Roberts. And speaking of which, she just came on in that room, so we about to bring her in. Hold on, let me bring her. There she go. Look at you.
Hey!
Hold on a second. I don't know why this one always trips. Hold on a second. Let me get this one. Yo, Miss Bianca Roberts.
Hello.
Hey, boo, hey! I feel so special on the Jamille Harley morning show.
Because you are special. You are so beautiful.
It sounds all official and stuff. We're going to look back on this in a year, and I'm going to be like, what? We did that.
You get to do that snap like that.
And your co-host is what's her name? I didn't meet her yet.
I love the hair. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Been rocking it for almost 14 years.
Yes.
Go ahead, girl power. Go on. Then let me step back.
You do that. You do that.
So now I don't want you to think this is 14 years of growth, just this. I have shaved my head about 14 times.
I'm thinking chemicals. I just got it straightened out. Usually,
this is Jamille Harley. I started my whole online journey back in 2014, and I was like, I'm going to make an online business. And back then, it was by any means necessary. It didn't matter what it was. In the space of brown people, is I never see anyone teaching online marketing and how you grow a brand. And eventually it became more brown people have brands, but they're not making any money. Mm-hmm. And so I just saw a lot of other faces who are multi-million-dollar earners or making, real businesses online. And I just said that this is a space that personally, I would like to see someone like me talking about how you actually follow and links and all this kind of stuff. And I'm like, well, that's inefficient, first of all. Second of all, those people who are on your social media platforms and following you and all that kind of stuff, I just said, I need to learn what's the deep dive in how you make a sustainable business instead of running around from platform to platform, asking people to follow you back. Because I know that's not it. Mm-hmm. So that's what drove me and said, I got to figure this out. And if I'm going to be the first one, then fine, I guess I'll be the first one. Because again, I see a lot of us in the brown space talking just about branding. Mm-hmm. But to be honest with you, we all have a brand as soon as we come online. If you are always posting funny stuff, then you're the funny chick. If you're always posting about news articles, then you're the news person. But how do you turn a passion that you have into an online sustainable business? Because I found myself in that group collecting followers in a jar, like, ooh, this is my precious. And just, and it's like, that doesn't serve me. Followers and branding does not pay your bills. So I took a turn and I said, there's got to be some other special magical trick. So that was a long answer to.
No, that worked. That really worked. Yeah. It really gave us some insight. Yeah. What's your favorite part of online marketing?
My favorite part is email marketing. People, I don't see a lot of people talking about email marketing again in the brown space, but I love sending out emails to my subscribers, and it lights me up. Everything is a story. People open, I get giddy about it. And because I am such a nerd about my open rates and I look at what they clicked on in the email, all of these metrics that excite me. That's what I love. I love, love, love email marketing. It's like my jam.
What do you think is the most important to start with I thought of it first time. I was like, man, I want one, but
Yeah.
So
Well,
what do you think is the most important to, starting with, like, just say like a limited budget?
if you have a limited budget, the very first thing I would say, above and beyond, trying to spend money on this logo and this fantastic website and all that stuff, is start with what will eventually bring you income later. And that is, to be honest with you, starting an email list. Because one of the things that you can do, because if you're multi-passionate entrepreneur, you have all these big ideas, one of the things that you can do to stop the idea mode and figure out, okay, is this a viable thing, is start at the beginning with building an email list. You can put up a simple one-page capture and just say, hey, this is my big idea. Because a lot of people have ideas about stuff, but they don't know if it's actually going to sell. So before you start going into the deep dive of advertising this thing and whatever, people about that idea, hey, this thing is going to launch. Opt into my email list, taking some time or money to spend on anything. No big logo,